In the beginning, there were Mondays. And then God said, let there be light.
Good morning, PLI, and welcome to Let There Be Light. I'm Jackson.
I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Ethan. Hope you're all having a great time today. We're going to get started with the weather. So how's that weather looking, Ethan?
It's hot. That's you, Jackson.
Thanks, bud. Now for a quick sports update. Our very own Ethan Jones here is still recovering from a game-changing ankle sprain. And on a completely different note, the York College students have been taking the sports and activities a little too seriously, if you know what I mean. That's all for sports. Now I'm going to throw it over to John with a special student interview.
Well, today we have with us Sebastian, aka Seabass. How are you doing today, Seabass?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm perfect. Thank you for asking. Well, how have you been liking PLI?
Yeah, it's just been a great experience. I'm loving it.
Yes. I'm sure we are. All right. Now, what has been your favorite part?
Dodgeball.
Well, I didn't really like that part, so I'm gonna need you to sit down now. Now we will have a commercial from our sponsors.
So, to make our school better, we must first acknowledge the problem. Sometimes we don't like to talk about it, but it's necessary. So the first one is that we feel that within being a small Christian school, there's always something spiritual going on. Now, that's good, and it has its pros and cons. But we also feel that students will feel forced into attending chapel or going to a small group. Sometimes it's not genuine, and it's not that they want to come, it's that they have to go because that's what's expected of them. And I don't know about you, but when I feel forced to do something, I'm going to dread it. Yeah, I'm going to go because my parents want me to go, but I'm just going to drag on and be like, no, I don't want to do this, Mom and Dad. But when you feel forced and you dread it, it kind of goes along with like the whole high school mentality of being negative. When you have a negative attitude about yourself or about something that's going on, it usually spreads. And it spreads to one person, and it's like a domino effect, and it just keeps going and going and going. And this is what we aim to fix within our school.
Our mission statement, our why, is to create a positive attitude in students towards spreading the light of Jesus Christ in our school. That we want them to want to spread the light, and that's our goal. Our project, Let There Be Light, as you notice, that is the name of our talk show. It's going to be a morning show, just like a little bit of it as you just seen. We have announcements right now at our school, but they're bland. No one listens to them. They're over the intercom. People just talk through them. It doesn't get any excitement in the day. We want to add a visual aspect to this, a comedy aspect to this, and most importantly, a spiritual aspect to this, to where it'll start the day right. And that's why we're calling it Let There Be Light.
So for this morning show to happen, there's going to have to be certain things that go with it. And the first thing is a script. So how we're going to do the script is we're going to have a Google Docs, and we're going to have all of our team members on there. And so for that to happen, we're going to have all of our names on there and what segment that we're going to be doing for that week. And so this is really good for accountability because we can be like, hey, you haven't done your part, you need to do it. And you can kind of see where people are and put in some of your insight if you want to. So the next thing is filming. So we're going to be filming Monday and Thursday mornings. We do it on Monday so we can have a fresh start to the week. And it's going to be starting the second week of school because the first week of school is just really hectic and teachers are getting the hang of things and students are trying to get to class. And where we're going to be doing it at multiple occasions and locations because we never know where we're going to be. We may be in the gym or we may be in the football field, you just never know. And so who is going to help us out with this? The tech team is really going to help us out, and we're going to be doing a lot of the work, but Lydia is going to talk about later how the tech team really fits into that.
Okay, our segments, what our show is built on. Well, obviously we have to have the three main things that our school already has, the pledge, the prayer, and required announcements. We are going to add in more of a sports factor too, to where our coaches are going to give us little slits that say what the scores were, what the results of their game or match was, and we're going to announce the ones that we need to over the morning show. We're also going to do on Mondays a weather. We're going to do a 5-day forecast so people know what to expect: cold, hot, rain, anything like that. We're going to have a joke. We got to start off with some laughter, because laughter is the best medicine. And most importantly, our spiritual aspect. We're going to have a Bible verse or a small devotion every time we do the show. We have to make sure we're doing that every time. And to add a little more to that, on Thursdays, we're going to do this thing called Testimony Thursday, where a student or a teacher can write a small anonymous testimony. And it's going to be short and sweet, but it's just going to be impactful. And we can read those out, and it'll just, make someone's day, or, make someone change a little bit and impact them. Last thing would be a compliment or a student spotlight. We would have 2 boxes, one for students, one for teachers, and people can write a little anonymous compliments to spotlight a student, like if they've done a good deed or if they just saw Jesus in their life that week. And we would read them first, of course, to make sure they're good. And it would just be a really nice start to the day.
Now, of course, this will all be broadcasted over a TV. And I don't know about you, but technology is not my best friend. I tend to struggle with it. But we are so blessed at PCA to have a great tech team. So when we get back, we're going to have to communicate with them on how it's all going to work out. If live streaming is going to work, if we have to film on our phones and send it in the day before. So we're going to have to work out the kinks of that. Also, just a little side note about teacher availability. We believe that we can learn not only from our peers, but people that are further down the line. I mean, that's what we've been doing all week. So we asked them to come in for an interview or something simple as like reading the joke. We believe that that would really impact the students as well as seeing their peers on TV.
And welcome back to Let There Be Light. Hope those commercials weren't too long.
Now we'll have a spiritual time with Ethan Jones.
This is the part of the show where it gets serious. In the book of Ephesians, the Apostle Paul is writing to the people of Ephesus, obviously. And he writes this in Ephesians 5:14. Wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. As sinners, we are asleep in our sin, but when Christ saves us, we become alive in him. Our project goal is to shine the light of Christ going through a different door. That's why we have chosen this verse as our foundational verse.
And it was good.
So we all know Monday mornings stink. We don't want to be there. We don't like to wake up early, and we have to come to school. But by having this in the morning, just a little 5 or 10 minute segment of people laughing and people loving and being friends and being passionate would start off the day right, and it will also translate to the rest of the week. This provides a positive environment to have that community, and that's why you hang out with friends, right? Is to have fun. But when people see us on TV and they're like, wow, they're really funny, or wow, they have a great joy, where does that come from? That sparks so many questions because, Dr. Nathan Miller was talking about when you see somebody who has everlasting joy through hardships, you're like, what is that? I want it. And so when they see that on TV through peers just like them, they might be more receptive to the spiritual things going on throughout the school. They won't exactly dread it all of the time. They might enjoy it because even though we're going to start with a joke and the weather and the sports, we get down to it and we share something inspirational that's going to last and not just a temporary funny joke. And hopefully this will last and it will be good, very good.
And as you notice, the arrow from spiritually receptive points back to the beginning because this is a circle, so it keeps going. It lasts. It's going to be long term. I believe it's going to be long term because people are going to want this. People are going to want to start the week off right. They're going to come in on Monday morning and be like, what new joke are we going to learn today? What new thing about Jesus are we going to learn today? I wonder what the Bible verse is. And so I believe that when this is long term, it'll go year after year. It'll affect students greatly. And on to Kendall for our final remarks.
How many therapists does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
None. The light bulb has to want to change. Thank you for listening, and this was Prattville Christian Academy.